Welcome back, friends, to Read Aloud series Peter Rabbit.
Chapter 17 Peter meets Miss Fuzzytail. That this is true, there's no denying. There's nothing in the world like trying. Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit was feeling better. Certainly, he was looking better. You see, just as soon as Old Mother Nature saw that Peter was trying to look as well as he could and was keeping himself as neat and tidy, he knew how she was ready to help as she always is. She did her best with the rest. She did her best with the rents in his coat, made by the claws of Hooty the Owl and the teeth of old Jed Thumper. And so it wasn't long before Peter's coat looked nearly as good as new. Then too, Peter was getting enough to eat these days. Days and days had passed since he had seen old Jed Thumper, and this had given him time to eat and sleep. Peter wondered what had become of old Jed Thumper. Perhaps something has happened to him, thought Peter. I almost hope something has. Then, being ashamed of such a wish, he added, something not very dreadful, but which will keep him from hunting me for a while and trying to drive me out of the old pasture. Now all this time, Peter had been trying to find little Miss Fuzzytail. He was already in love with her, although all he had seen of her were her two soft, gentle eyes, shyly peeping at him from behind a big fern. He had wandered here and sauntered there, looking for her. But although he found her footprints very often, she always managed to keep out of this sight. You see, she knew the old pasture so much better than he did, and all the little paths in it, that she had very little trouble in keeping out of his way. Then too, she was very busy, for it was she who was keeping her cross father, old Jed Thumper, away from Peter because she was so sorry for Peter. But Peter didn't know this. If he had, I am afraid that he would have been more in love than ever. The harder she was to find, the more Peter wanted to find her. She spent a great deal of time each day brushing his coat and making himself look as fine as he could. And while he was doing it, he kept wishing over and over again that something would happen so that he would show little Miss Fuzzytail what a smart, brave fellow he really was. But one day followed another, and Peter seemed no nearer than ever to meeting little Miss Fuzzytail. He was thinking of this one morning and was really growing very downhearted as he sat under a friendly bramble bush when suddenly there was a sharp little scream of fright from behind a little juniper tree. Somehow Peter knew whose voice that was, although he never had heard it before. He sprang around the little juniper tree, and what he saw filled him with such rage that he didn't once stop to think of himself. There was little Miss Fuzzytail in the clutches of Black Pussy, Farmer Brown's cat, who often stole away from home to hunt in the old pasture. Like a flash, Peter sprang over Black Pussy, and as he did so, he kicked with all his might. The cat hadn't seen him coming, and the kick knocked her right into the prickly juniper tree. Of course, she lost her grip on little Miss Fuzzytail, who hadn't been hurt so much as frightened. By the time the cat got out of the juniper tree, Peter and Miss Fuzzytail were sitting side by side, safe in the middle of a bullbriar patch. Oh, how brave you are, sobbed little Miss Fuzzytail. And this is the way that Peter Rabbit at last got his heart's desire. Chapter 18. Tommy Tit proves a friend indeed. Nothing in all the world is so precious as a true friend. Peter Rabbit. After Peter Rabbit had saved little Miss Fuzzytail from Black Pussy, the cat who belonged way down at Farmer Brown's house and had no business hunting in the old pasture, he went with her as near to her home as she would let him. She said that it wasn't necessary that he should go a single step, but Peter insisted that she needed him to see that no more harm came to her. Miss Fuzzytail laughed at that, for she felt quite able to take care of herself. It had been just stupid carelessness on her part that had given Black Pussy the chance to catch her, she said, and she was very sure that she never would be so careless again. What she didn't tell Peter was that she had been so busy peeping at him and admiring him that she had quite forgotten to watch out for danger for herself. Finally, she said that he could go part way with her. But when they were almost within sight of the Bullbriar castle of her father, Old Jed Thumper, the big grey rabbit who thought he owned the old pasture, she made Peter turn back. You see, she was afraid of what Old Jed Thumper might do to Peter. And, well, the truth is, she was afraid of what he might do to her if he should find out that she had made friends with Peter. So Peter was forced to go back, but he took with him a half promise that she would never meet him. So Peter was forced to go back, but he took with him a half promise that she would meet him the next night up near his sunning bank in the far corner of the old pasture. After that, there were many pleasant days for Peter Rabbit. Sometimes little Miss Fuzzytail would meet him, and sometimes she would shyly hide from him. But somehow, someway, he managed to see her every day. And so all the time in Peter's heart was a little song. The sky is blue, the leaves are green, the golden sunbeams peep between. My heart is joyful as can be, and all the world looks bright to me. And then one day, Old Jed Thumper found out all about how his daughter, little Miss Fuzzytail, and Peter Rabbit had become such good friends. Old Jed Thumper went into a terrible rage. He chewed and chewed with nothing in his mouth, that is nothing but his temper, the way an angry rabbit will. He vowed and declared that if he never ate another mouthful, he would drive Peter Rabbit from the old pasture. My, those were bad days for Peter Rabbit. Yes, sir, those certainly were bad days. Old Jed Thumper had found out how little Miss Fuzzytail had been fooling him by making him think Peter was in parts of the old pasture, in quite the opposite direction from where he really was. Worse still, he found Peter's favorite sunning bank in the far corner of the old pasture and would hide near it and try to catch Peter every time Peter tried to get a few minutes' rest there. He did something worse than that. One day he saw fierce Mr. Goshawk hunting. He let Mr. Goshawk almost catch him and then ducked under a bramble bush. Then he showed himself again and once more escaped in the same way. So he led fierce Mr. Goshawk to a point where Mr. Goshawk could look down and see Peter Rabbit stretched out at his sunning bank, trying to get a little rest. Right away, Mr. Goshawk forgot all about Old Jed Thumper and sailed up in the sky from where he could swoop down on Peter, while Old Jed Thumper, chuckling to himself wickedly, hid where he could watch what would happen. That certainly would have been the last of Peter Rabbit if it hadn't been for Tommy Tit the chickadee. Tommy saw Mr. Goshawk and just in time warned Peter, and so Mr. Goshawk got only his claws full of soft earth for his pains, while Old Jed Thumper once more chewed on nothing in rage and disappointment. Dear me, those certainly were dreadful days for Peter Rabbit. And little Miss Fuzzytail, you see, all the time little Miss Fuzzytail was terribly worried for fear Peter would be caught. Chapter 19, Old Man Coyote Pays a Debt. Some little seeds of goodness you'll find in every heart to sprout and keep on growing when once they get a start. Peter Rabbit. Matters went from bad to worse with Peter Rabbit and little Miss Fuzzytail. Peter would have made up his mind to go back to his old home in the dear old briar patch on the Green Meadows. But he felt that he just couldn't leave little Miss Fuzzytail, and little Miss Fuzzytail couldn't make up her mind to go with Peter because she felt that she just couldn't leave the old pasture which always had been her home. So Peter spent his days and nights ready to jump and run from Chet Temper, the grey old rabbit who thought he owned the old pasture and who declared that he would drive Peter out. Now Peter, as you know, had an old friend in the old pasture, Tommy Tit the chickadee. One day Tommy took it into his head to fly down to the Green Meadows. There he found everybody wondering what had become of Peter Rabbit. For you remember, Peter had stolen away from the dear old briar patch in the night and had told no one where he was going. Now, one of the first to ask Tommy Tit if he had seen Peter Rabbit was Old Man Coyote. Tommy told him where Peter was and of the dreadful time Peter was having. Old Man Coyote asked a lot of questions about the old pasture and thanked Tommy very politely as Tommy flew over to the Smiling Pool to call on Grandfather Frog and Jerry Muskrat. That night, after jolly round red Mr. Sun had gone to bed behind the purple hills and the black shadows had crept over the green meadows, Old Man Coyote started for the old pasture. Now he had never been there before, but he had asked so many questions of Tommy Tit, and he is so smart anyway that it didn't take him long to go all through the old pasture and to find the bullbriar castle of old Jed Thumper, who was making life so miserable for Peter Rabbit. He wasn't at home, but Old Man Coyote's wonderful nose soon found his tracks, and he followed them swiftly without making a sound. Pretty soon he came to a bramble bush, and under it he could see old Jed Thumper. For just a minute he chuckled a noiseless chuckle to himself, then he opened his mouth and out came that terrible sound which had so frightened all the little people on the Green Meadows when Old Man Coyote had first come there to live. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, he, ha ho, he ho. Old Jed Thumper never had heard anything like that before. It frightened him so that before he thought that he was doing, he had jumped out from under the bramble bush. Of course, this was just what Old Man Coyote wanted. In a flash, he was after him, and then began such a race as the old pasture never had been seen before. Round and round, this way and that way, along the cow paths raced old Jed Thumper with Old Man Coyote at his heels, until at last, out of breath, so tired that it seemed to him he couldn't run another step, frightened almost out of his senses, old Jed Thumper reached his bullbriar castle and was safe. Then Old Man Coyote laughed his terrible laugh once more and trotted over to the tumble-down stone wall in which his keen nose told him Peter Rabbit was hiding. One good turn deserves another, and I always pay my debts, Peter Rabbit, said he. You did me a good turn some time ago down on the Green Meadows when you told me how Granny and Reddy Fox were planning to make trouble for me by leading Browser the Hound to the place where I took my daily nap, and now we are even. I don't think that old grey rabbit will dare to poke so much as his nose out of his bullbriar castle for a week. Now I am going back to the Green Meadows. Good night, Peter Rabbit, and don't forget that I always pay my debts. Good night, and thank you, Mr. Coyote, said Peter. And then, when Old Man Coyote had gone, he added to himself in a shamefaced way, I didn't believe him when he said that he guessed we would be friends.
Thank you for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe.